9:46 a.m. and I'm continuing where I left off yesterday regarding the fog in Toronto. And ahead of the camera is Humber Bay, a few kilometers from here. And I'm shooting a wide view so that you can see that it's clear and sunny out everywhere. And that entire area is even in a worse fog today than it was in yesterday. And I want to show you that now you can't even see that 30-story building or any other building. Okay, the entire area is gone. So I'm trying to make a point here that every time I put a video on my channel on YouTube and expose these things, this is what they do. They block out an entire area of the city and put everyone in a fog. Now the thing about that is that if you're over there, they have a way of controlling the electromagnetic fields around you, and they can influence what you see and what you think in your brain. So whoever's over there right now is experiencing a beautiful sunny day and clear, no clouds or anything, and it happens to everyone. I don't know why it doesn't happen to me, but it happens to everyone else I know. And that's why I don't bring people over and say, look at this, because they just can't see it. And this is really what it's like. But for everyone that's living there or goes there, even right now at this moment, if I was over there, if it was anyone else but me over there, they would see a beautiful, clear, sunny day, not a cloud in the sky and no fog. And they would never see any of these entities around or anything. But this is that area. Look, there's the lake, and I can't show you anything else because they blocked it out. I'm going to go to this tree just to see the situation. It's in heavy fog. I may not be able to pick up anything because the camera has its limitations. No, they're still there all over the tree. And there's more and more of them. And they're massing for something. And there's just like more and more of them. And it's not just that one tree, like I said yesterday. It's every tree around here. Especially that area. It's all woods. There's like miles and miles of just trees. I mean, look at them all. And like I said, they have the ability to cloak, and they can do a whole lot of things. And it's either a natural ability or a technological advancements that they have in a different form of science. Whatever it is, it's working. And it's working to the point where no one can see them except a few people like myself. And like I said yesterday, I really don't need a camera to see these things. See how fast they go by? Just in a flash. Before you can blink, you know, they've traveled a whole long distance there for an insect. And that's a long distance. I mean, that's how fast they move. And that's nothing. They can move so fast you can't see them. Even I can't see them sometimes. They move so fast. And look at all the woods there. I just want to show the area. That area goes for, I don't know, maybe 20 miles up north. Northwest actually. And it's all wooded area like that. So all of those trees there for 20 miles at least are full of these things. It's not just the one tree. And probably all the trees around me are full of those things. But when you're close to them and they're in a high concentration, they won't come out on camera because they cloak, and the cloaking is so well done and so perfect that they just won't show up on a camera. So basically speaking, they have it down pat. And you know, they are not going to show themselves just like that. You have to really know where they are, what to look for, how to recognize them when you do see them, and you need to be very observant. I can see the wings on that one. The one in the dead center, you can see the wings on it, and the body. That's 3 kilometers away. That one. That one. You can see the wings and the body. And that one right there in the center. Okay, you can see the wings on it. Okay, see that one go by? They're all over that place. And I'm not making this up. And for anybody who doesn't believe me, you're going to be in for a big shock. I mean a big shock. Because these things are just massing and massing. And it's going to be big trouble. These are carnivorous. They're large. Some are gigantic, and they have a big stinger and an abdomen that's like very large too. Can contain a lot of poison. It'll at least knock you out if it doesn't kill you, if you get stung. It's serious. This is not a matter for jokes, or I'm not making it up to scare people. I mean, these are facts. And these things are here. They're, I mean, you can make out the wings on them. Now, if I can pick them up with a camera at 3 kilometers, they gotta be big. I mean, you know, you gotta be realistic. I mean, just look at the size of those branches. They're very large branches, and that tree is huge. But the fact about that tree is, like, it's a stump, and all of this branches and leaves and what you think you see is all them. It's a hologram that they made with their own body mass. It's not really a tree. So you gotta think about the big picture here. This is not a debate. You know, you gotta let this sink in, that these things are here. This is how big they are, and this is how many there are. They're all over that area, and they're dangerous. And see all this that appears like leaves? It's just more of them, but this is where their concentration is higher, and they can make the hologram stronger, so the camera can't pick them up. Okay, look at that size of that one there. And look at the size of the clusters there. Just look how many there are all over. And all those other things that look like band-aids, that's just more of them. Okay. The things that look like white band-aids, that's just more of them. They can be either white or black. Look at all the orbs there. See all those orbs right there in this, from the center to the right, and all over the place. And just look at the concentration in there. like one next to the other, and those are clusters of them, not just single individual wasps. That's a big one right there in the center. That one right there in the center. That's a big one. There's lots of big ones. So anyway, all those trees are full of them. Okay. See, as soon as I complained about the building, this is 5 minutes later, they reduced the fog. Okay? Because they know everything I say. Okay, now that would have been impossible under natural conditions to take away all that fog in less than 5 minutes. But they can do that. They can make the building appear and then disappear. And the reason they're doing that is because they can see a cluster right on top of it. Right there. There's 2 clusters. And those are huge. And that's not a sun reflection. There's nothing there to reflect the sun. That's just a brick side of the building, which is 30 stories high. You see how they're gonna block that out now with fog. Watch. Now, you ever see fog form so fast? Naturally, it's just impossible. It's absolutely impossible. Now I'm gonna back out just to show you. Look, no more building. No more of the entire area. It's not just a building. Look, you can barely see part of the lake. So, this is what I'm talking about. You want them to play with your head and your mind this way? You know, there's a building, then it's gone. They can do that with people, with anything. Everything you know. If you're gonna stand by and let them play with your mind like that, that's up to you. But I certainly am not gonna put up with that. Look, no more dish. Whoa! There's a big one right there. You see it? You see it hit the camera with the electromagnetic pulse? Let's see, where is it? Right here, finding that. It's that one. I'm just gonna leave it here for a few minutes and see what flies by. Okay, so there's the tree. So now I want to show that there's nothing visible in that entire area. Part of Toronto just vanished into a fog. That's not natural, but was created by these alien entities. Okay, and you saw that happening in a matter of minutes. There is no natural phenomena that works like that. None that I've seen, and at least in this area, and I've been here 50 years in this area. Okay. Just look at them. All over that tree. And you can see some of them, they have their wings upright. That's the normal position they hold their wings in, sticking up. two stick up. Sometimes the other two also, but usually it's two at a time. You see how they loop the branches right there in the center? They use something to tie them together. Some kind of silk, or I don't know what it is, but they hold a cluster of eggs like that. And they loop the branches, and then the large insects are right next to that. That's like an egg sac, and they fasten it to a tree branch that's bent over into a loop, and they hold the eggs like that with some sort of silk. Too bad they made all that fog in the camera. I won't pick up the insect so that you can really see it, because it's a scary looking thing. I mean, scary looking. It looks like it can really do damage. Look at the size of that one. That's a big one. That's a big one. Right there in the center. That's a real big one. Just the camera. And that's a real big one there. Just watch it move its legs and everything. That's a big one. Right there in the center. Okay, you'll see it move its legs every now and then. There was another one flying by. That was a smaller one flying by in front of it. But that one there, that's a big one. Okay, so those are getting bigger and bigger. And that's the point. They're getting too big. They're going to be gigantic. So, they're all big. Those right there, they're all big. Okay, those you can measure in feet, not in inches. Just to gauge the size, look at the size of that tree. It's huge. See that house? That house is a couple of stories, look. It's about a 3-story house. Now look at the size of the tree, it's right behind the house. Okay, so if you go and look at the insect, okay, that's a couple of feet. And you can see it's moving its legs. So they're growing. They're going to be big, very big. Eventually they're going to be gigantic big. And I'm not kidding about gigantic. If you don't know the meaning of gigantic, you got to look it up in a dictionary. I mean exactly the dictionary definition of gigantic. larger than life. Especially when you're not used to seeing insects that size. They're larger than life. So, they're still there, more than ever, bigger than ever. Every day that goes by, they get bigger, and there's more of them. So, waiting is not the answer. And hoping for something not to happen is not the answer, because these things swarm just like any other wasp would, or any other bee, or any insect of that nature. They swarm, and something's gonna piss them off, and they're gonna swarm. Could be just a person going out in their backyard there, where that house is, and these things are gonna swarm. Okay, they're already taking out a lot of birds and animals. I mean, even the fish in that lake, it's practically a desert in that lake. I don't even go fishing anymore, there's no fish. Wow, that's a lot of clusters right there. Let's look at them all. It's like wall to wall clusters. Like, obviously there's power lines right there. Of course there are clusters. There's just tons of these things all over. The whole place is absolutely infested. That's a big one right there. Look, it's even got eggs on its back. Okay, see that there on the big branch? That's a real heavy branch, but the black part right there, and the eggs on its back, those are all egg sacs on its back. That's a real big one. See the size of that thing? Okay, that's a very large branch, a main branch of a tree, and that black part on it is a huge insect, and there's a bunch of egg sacs on its back. Yeah, you can see its feet right there. That's its feet. Legs, I mean. Like, it's got eggs all over it too. Look. That's a leg. There's another one there, but it's in a bad spot. But look at all the clusters all around it. These things just melt right in. to the woodwork there. They blend right into the trees. Very hard to show with a camera, especially in all that fog. But they're there. That's a big one right there. Look at them all on the power line. I mean the power pole. See the clusters? And they're drawing power from the electric pole and cables. Look at them all. And the power cables and the pole. Look at that one, right on the transformer. Yeah, get that up. Like it's right on the transformer part. There's actually two there. There's two on that transformer part. There's a cable leading right to it. Here's the transformer. This is the working part of the transformer. It's hard to see because it's blocked right now, but that's the transformer right there. Boy, clusters all over. Those aren't even leaves or anything, that's just them. That whole thing is them. Here, you can see the black ones right here. That's not even the trees I was showing before. That's a smaller tree. And it's packed with those organisms as well. Every single tree around here. It's just like unbelievable. There's so many. These are those smaller trees on the bottom of those big ones. And these stretch for miles. But as you can tell, they're covered with these wasps. Look at that one right there on top. See that one in the center there on top? Now you can see it swings up. And it just looks like it's gonna take off. So that's a big one too, but not as big as the one I was showing before. These are pretty large. But that one looks like it's gonna take off any minute. Yeah, there's an entire cluster right there in the middle. It's unbelievable how many there are. Okay, it's just bad news. And the entire area, let's see how fast they go. They just shoot by it. I mean, they're like faster than bullets. You couldn't possibly dodge one if it came at you. Look, the entire area is gone. Half of Toronto missing. You see that one fly by? That's how fast they are, even faster. So, these are nothing to be played around with. These are seriously dangerous insects that are very intelligent. And this whole thing is a big plan. It's all been planned out and taken care of way, way ahead of time. Who knows how long this took to plan out. I mean, this is an invasion of an entire planet, and just coming all the way here from who knows where. So it was an extremely large undertaking, and it could have taken thousands of years to just plan out and prepare. And now they're here, and they're not going to leave unless we make them leave. But look, an entire part of Toronto just vanished, and they can make it vanish or appear. And the question is, do you want to live in that kind of a reality where they can control what you feel and see and hear? And do you want to live in an illusion and a hologram, or you want your world to be real like it used to be? That's the question. Do you want to live in a dream, or are you going to wake up and smell the coffee? Thanks for watching. This is Super Much Mouse. Take care.